So another summertime is here. It's time to start cutting the grass. And lo and behold, the Craftsman LT2000 lawn tractor is smoking like crazy. Alright guys, just like I've showed you in other videos, the best way to know if gas is getting into your engine and if something's going on with your carburetor, and that's the reason for the white smoke, because it likely is if you've got one of these lawn tractors, check your oil. Open up your oil here, your dipstick. It's here on the other side of your carburetor, and smell it. Oh yeah, I smell gasoline. Gasoline smells very different than oil. You should know the difference. If you smell gasoline in there at all, you know you've got a problem. Alright guys, so a large part of me fixing this thing is going to be doing exactly what I did last time, and that means I'm going to be taking the carburetor off, cleaning it out real good with some carb cleaner, especially around that needle, and I'm going to be draining all the oil out, taking the oil filter off and refilling it with new oil so I get any gas or anything that's gotten in there out of there. And so I'm going to spare you guys a lot of that because I did that on my last video, and so if you don't know how to do any of that, go back and watch part 2 of how to fix a smoking Craftsman lawn tractor. And so you can learn how to do all that stuff, because what I want to show you guys today is actually what I'm going to be doing differently this time, which will hopefully permanently fix this problem. So what I'm actually going to be doing today is putting the stopper on. This is a fuel line stopper. I got this, as you can see here, for like $6 at O'Reilly Auto Parts, and I'm going to be putting this on the fuel line here so that I can, when I'm not running the lawnmower, I can stop any fuel from leaking anywhere. So hopefully this will stop my problem for good. And speaking of O'Reilly Auto Part, I actually got the oil filter this year from O'Reilly. It was way cheaper than going to the Sears hardware store and getting the real deal one. What you want to do is go in there with your part number and tell the O'Reilly Auto Part guy the part number, and he'll be able to tell you what the part number is for this that matches. So this is the same size as that, but they have a different part number. So you got to just cross-reference it, and they'll do that for you in there. So do that. It'll save you a ton of money. All right, so first you're going to find a good place to put this stopper. And I'm going to put it right about here, just because I don't want it in the way of any of this stuff over here. There's actually a longer piece of hose over here, but I'm afraid that some of the mechanisms and moving parts over here could get in the way of that stopper can get in the way of them. So I'm going to do it over here near my oil filter. All right, so now I'm going to cut the hose, and I don't care if I mess up my oil filter because that's my old one. And by the way, make sure you drain the gas first. So disconnect this, drain the gas. Mine is already drained. But I'm going to cut the hose as evenly as I can, right about there. There we go. Alright, next you got these little clamps that come with your stopper. Use your pair of pliers. I like these big ones here, but they probably don't need to be this big. And you put it on each side of your line. Have them ready, already on there. But keep them back pretty far so you can keep it in there. Alright, and it shows you an arrow on the fuel line of which way you want the fuel to run. So the fuel is coming from the gas tank here to here, so you just make the arrow, continue the flow there, just like that. So we're going to slide that into there, give it a little twist, get it nice and tight. We're going to slide that into there, same deal. Before you even put the clamp on, if it's already tight, that's a good thing. By the way, mine is a 1/4 inch. It's pretty universal. These things are pretty universal, these stoppers here. When you go and pick this up, it'll say universal on there, and it's already will fit a 1/4 inch perfectly here, as you can see. Nice and tight. Now we're going to move our clamps down. Alright, so got a stopper on there now to make my fuel line open and close. Next, I'm going to do everything I did in that last video. Like I said, I'm going to take my fuel filter off. I'm going to drain my oil out right here. I'm going to take my carburetor off and clean it out real good with carb cleaner. And by the way, I got some carb cleaner here. It was at Menards on clearance for like $2, so you can find some cheap carb cleaner. So I'm going to get the carburetor off, cleaned up, to put back on. I'm going to get my oil filter changed, get my oil changed, drain it out, put some new stuff in it, gas it up, start it up, and see if this thing runs good. Let's try it out. So now to give this thing a try. Let me get my Gatorade out of the way there. By the way, guys, stay hydrated when you're out here working. All right, now I expect this thing to put off a little white smoke to burn off the last of whatever gas might be in there, and then I'm hoping it runs great after that. Let's give it a try. All right, there you guys have it. I hope this helps you guys out. I hope you're able to do this and maybe keep your little old mower going a little longer. Mine's gonna go another year, looks like. I appreciate you guys joining me. If this helped you, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on tomorrow's vlog. Peace. You guys hear that? That's me turning the key, and it is working.